Hey, what's going on, everyone? I am back. Today is September the 17th, 2022. We're going to talk about Apple today. And I don't know if you guys have read these articles or seen any videos saying that Apple has taken the #1 spot as being the company with the most shorted stock. We're going to talk about that today and see if that's going to have any impact on where Apple's stock price is going to go. Now, welcome everyone to the channel. I am the one who creates predictive content, meaning I try to forecast where prices are going to go in video form. I try to understand and see how the market is trading so that I can come through and create these videos and show you all where the market is headed so that we can be positioned and potentially capitalize from the move. So if you guys want to join me, welcome. Do the run of the mill things that everyone else on YouTube tried to get you all to do, and that is hit that like button, share the video, and also subscribe. Right, so real quick, I'm going to look at this article from Benzinga, and then I'm going to give you all the update as to where I am looking for price to go in Apple. I mean, you guys can already get a gist as to what I'm thinking. Yeah, looking for the price to go down in Apple. We're going to talk about that though later on in the video. Now look at this article real quick. Okay, now the title, it tells us Apple overtakes Tesla as the most shorted stock. Now, does it matter? Who cares? Should we think about Apple crashing because it is the most shorted stock and it beats Tesla? Now think about it. If Tesla once held that #1 spot as being the most shorted stock, but price didn't fall in Tesla, like the price continues to rise in Tesla. So what does it mean for Apple? Exactly, it doesn't mean anything. Now you guys can see the largest publicly traded company in the world is now the most shorted stock by dollars. All right, so they're placing this in a shell. It's the most shorted stock by dollars, not by shares outstanding as shorted. Now, this is according to a new report from S3 Partners. It doesn't mean that Apple's going to get a short squeeze anytime soon. No, it doesn't. And I do agree with that statement. Going down further in this article, okay, they have $18.44 billion of shares short. Okay, that's it. Which passes Tesla, which held that spot for like 864 days. Tesla held that position for 864 days. More than 2 years. But if you go back and look at the price history in Tesla, the market over the last 2 years still went up. So yeah, let's not look forward to a short squeeze to occur in Apple. So this article pretty much is sensationalism. It is created to garner us to click and read. That's the whole point of this particular article. Let's go down a little bit further. Okay. Now, why is this important and why it isn't? Apple is the largest public company in the world with a market capitalization of $2.5 trillion. The new leader in shares short by dollar has only 0.7 of its flow short. That's why you're not going to expect a short squeeze. It's telling you right there that you're not going to get a short squeeze because only 0.7, not even 1% of the available shares are short. Tesla, who recently had the #1 spot, has a market capitalization of 952 billion. They have only 1.8% of float short. Tesla. So you're not going to get a short squeeze in Tesla neither. Now, I'm going to have a link to this article for those who want to read a little bit further, but I just wanted to pinpoint and show you all that even though Apple has taken the #1 spot from Tesla, it doesn't mean anything. No, it doesn't mean that we're going to get a short squeeze. It doesn't mean that the market in Apple is going to completely crash or go kaput because people are anticipating some negative news to come out in Apple. It doesn't mean that. So how do we use this information? Like, that's a very important question that I want people to think about. How are we supposed to digest this information to our benefit? Well, we have to take this information and make sure that we certify with the price chart. Whatever we do in terms of research, of analyzing data, of researching and listening to other people's opinions and their persuasive tactics that they're trying to get us to act, we always need to go and certify what they're saying, what they're creating, if it's gelling with the price chart. So let's go back and look at this chart in Aapl. All right, here it is. Now, I did a video in Aapl on August the 29th. Okay, and this is where the price in Aapl was then. And I was looking for the market in Aapl to go down. Look at it. The current price action in Aapl has done just that. The market has gone down in Aapl. And on the last trading day of yesterday, it almost came down to my ultimate price target, which is $145. The market on yesterday in Aapl came to a low of $148.37. That was the low of yesterday. Now the question is Aapl still weak? Could we still see price in Aapl go down? Let's take a look at the weekly chart first. All right, so we're going to try to zoom out in terms of the time to see if weakness is still being created in Aapl. First things first, we all can see it. The market in Aapl is making lower highs. Each of these highs that came into the market in Aapl is getting lower and lower in terms of price. Every time Aapl comes back up and tests this descending line, it gets rejected and price comes down. So that is the direction, the broad direction as to where Aapl is going. So for anyone to say that Aapl is bullish or Aapl is in an uptrend, you need to show them this chart, because it is not. The market is in a downtrend in Aapl, albeit it's not a severe downtrend. Like the market in Aapl is not trending this severe. Right, we're not seeing the market in Aapl trade like this. Every time it comes up, we're not making a drastic movement to the downside. We're not. It's more or less a slightly steep slope, right? It's not even that bad. But looking here on this weekly chart, look at that spread, right? This one weekly price bar in Aapl has erased all of the work, all of the money transactions, all of the buys, all of the sales over the previous 2 weeks in one spread. So it tells us that a lot of people were active into the market in Aapl this past week. A lot of people were. Now, some people were selling, some people were buying. This is where the great trade is going to occur. Because with all the high volume that came in last week, look at this volume that came in last week. That's high. We haven't seen this much volume come in Aapl since the week of May the 9th. So what are people expecting? Like, people are getting in position for what they suspect to be a big breakdown in price or a breakout in price. Let's look at Aapl now on the 2 weeks then. So here's Aapl on the 2 weeks. A lot of people are expecting continuation of movement to the downside in Aapl. Like, let's keep it a buck. A lot of people are not feeling bullish as of this moment in Aapl. So for us to see price come down to 145 is still applicable. I still suspect that Aapl price could come down to 145. Now check this out though, because back here, look, the price in Aapl back in July of 2021, this area is going to be crucial too. So I really wanted to show you all this, right? Because how we trade in this upcoming trading week would tell us if we have already hit bottom in Aapl and price will begin to go up. I'm telling you this right now, okay, on what to be on the lookout for. Because back here in 2021, we all can see how price in Aapl could not break above $150. It couldn't do it. It tried on this 2 weekly price bar, but it came back down. And then again, I wanted to show you how important this $150 price is going to be next week. Because on this 2 weekly price bar, the market came and bounced off of it. So keep your eyes open on that, because this may be the bottom in Aapl before we see the market come back up and test this downtrend line again. Keep your eyes open on that. Okay, so currently I'm not going to change my idea as to where the market in Apple is going to go. I just wanted to show you all that 150 is going to be important for this upcoming week. So as we start out next week, let's see if the buyers are going to continue to hold price in Apple above 150, because if so, this is where you need to take some profit off the table. You guys can see it already, 7.82%. There's nothing wrong with making money. So many people want you all to hold these stocks for 10, 15 years with no guarantee that price is going to be higher than where you once bought it. Because when you see the chart, it looks like, yeah, everything always goes up until it doesn't. So the next 5, 10 years, you willing to wait that long just to see if that's going to be the case, when you can clearly tell that we are profiting right now? Just saying. So I'm not going to change it, but we're going to keep our eyes open on this upcoming week of $150 to see the buyers are going to appear. Because if they're going to open up their wallets, then yes, this is going to be the time to take the profit, play the upside, and then we're going to focus our attention to see how high the buyers are going to be able to take Apple's price before we see another down move occur. Right? This is how you're able to maneuver in the market. All right, so that is it. Give me your thoughts though. I'm here. Comment section is open. Tell me what is your idea as to how Apple's going to trade as we approach the month of October. All right, make sure you maintain the profitability, and as always, trade different.